starts with the hockey. We had great drama in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final last night, PK. A rematch between the Panthers and Oilers who met in this round a year ago. Early second period, Nate Schmidt going to find Sam Bennett all by himself.
Sam Bennett, big player, Stanley Cup champion, scores big goals in the playoffs. None bigger so far than this one. This was a big one. Look at this, inside the post.
His 12th of the postseason for the Panthers. They're up 3-1, but here comes Edmonton, beginning with Victor Arvidsson.
Victor Arvidsson, my old teammate, ex-Nashville Predator, pride of Sweden, big goal in the Stanley Cup Final. He's also teammates with Mattias Ekholm there in Nashville.
So it's 3-2 now. There's 6 minutes left in the third, and here's how they tie it from McDavid behind the net.
Kapanen, this was one of many great plays he made to McDavid, and McDavid gets an open ice. Nice little backhand sauce. Mattias Ekholm was hurt and on his couch last week and is now scoring big goals in the Stanley Cup Final.
That one sends it to overtime in Game 1, and then here's, call it a fluke, whatever you wish. It's a terrible moment.
Tough bounce for Thomas Nosek here. Puck rolls up on him. I'm sure he'll get the support of his teammates here for this. Florida ain't going to worry about this, but you cannot give McDavid and company these extra opportunities on the power play, Greeny.
The delay of game causes a power play, and here's how it ends.
Turns and gives it up. Beautiful pass. McDavid in front. One time and score! Leon Draisaitl! 4-3! Edmonton in overtime!
Incredible drama for the finish. 4-3 is the win, and the Panthers fall behind early. It's the third overtime goal this postseason for Draisaitl, which ties the NHL record for most in a single playoffs. He's the fifth player with 3 in a single postseason, joining Matthew Tkachuk, Corey Perry, Rocket Richard, and Mel Hill. And sometimes, for those who don't watch hockey all the time, you need to see it closely to understand just the brilliance of the moment. Take us through that game-winning goal.
Well, it's a rotation play, and this is Corey Perry, who's been great for Edmonton as well. Exchanges here with McDavid, and look at this this saucer pass for me over Alexander Barkov's stick. Alexander Barkov, Selke Trophy winner, perennial Selke Trophy winner now. Beautiful pass right on a tee. Pot platter, pants pulled down, backdoor for Leon Draisaitl. Does not get better than that. Stanley Cup Final, another overtime winner. Some big goals for Leon. And by the way, Leon Draisaitl, tough Stanley Cup Final for him last year, being a little banged up. You could tell he wanted to come and make a statement in Game 1.
Good way to get the start. And again, the key moment there is the power play created by the huge mistake.
Yeah, huge mistake, puck going over the glass. These things happen, but in the playoffs, it just makes it way, way worse. And you know what? As a player, you can accept this mistake. This is one of these unforced errors that just happen in the game. You got to park it. It's not over. There's a lot of hockey left to be played, but you cannot give Edmonton 4 power play opportunities. They kill off the first 3. This was the only one they didn't kill, and it happened to be the difference in the game. Stuart Skinner was unbelievable as well in Game 1.
An overtime game-winning goal, and so the hockey is underway. That's 1-0. The hoop.
There's the Panthers and Oilers in back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals.
Across it comes for a shot by Bennett. He scores! His second of the night. The Panthers now lead 3-1. Edmonton Oilers, who trailed 3-1, have scored the last 2.
Really resilient.
Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final is heading to overtime. Leon Draisaitl! The Oilers win Game 1.
Oilers take Game 1 of the Cup Final last night. PK Subban, who looks, and I'll just say it for you, spectacular today in every conceivable way. For those just joining us, what's the number one takeaway from the Oilers winning Game 1?
Number one takeaway is Stuart Skinner. Everyone knew coming into this series Sergei Bobrovsky and what he came with. Championship pedigree, obviously individual accolades, all that great stuff. But Stuart Skinner, Edmonton, Alberta boy, met him halfway. He stepped up to the challenge last night, and it's, for me, is the specific reason why the Edmonton Oilers won this game last night. Yeah, we know McDavid and Draisaitl had some magical moments, but without Stuart Skinner making timely saves, big moment saves in this game, there's no way the Edmonton Oilers win Game 1, and that's a huge, huge sign in this series for the Edmonton Oilers.
The storyline of this series, clearly, nationally and internationally, is the opportunity for McDavid finally to take it over the top and to legitimately cement himself among the greatest players in the history of the game. What is the key going forward for him to do that?
Well, the key is for Edmonton's depth to continue to show up. I thought outside of McDavid, Draisaitl, and Stuart Skinner, their depth did an amazing job in Game 1. Kapanen was great. Evander Kane's physicality. He was noticed all over the ice. You see him there. He's in on the big goal. Matthias Ekholm was sitting on his couch last week, Greeny, and is now scoring goals in the Stanley Cup Final. So when you get that type of support, it does help balance out the Edmonton Oilers, how they match up against Florida. And when you can shrink the ice, shrink that series, and get them into a moment where you're on the power play to win the game, and you got Draisaitl and McDavid out there, you're not going to lose in those situations.
Meanwhile, can I tell you something besides PK that you may not know, besides the fact that he has the coolest hat collection in the world? Can you come with me for just a second, please?
Oh,
this
you
is
saw that. Look at this,
This
Greeny.
is a man who takes his hydration very seriously.
Now, Greeny, hold on. Let's go through this.
This is your water jug?
This is the water jug, and it's got two. Look, you got the crazy suck straw, quick unscrew here on the top. Look, carabiner, just in case if my horse can't take me where I want to go, my body wants to go. And then we got the snap handle. To me, this is how you know it's built for me. This is hardy. No strap. Look at that. Snaps in. That's ready to go.
Strapped in. Man's got a water jug the size of the Stanley Cup with him here this morning. Okay.
We're ready, dude. I'm ready.
Taking his hydration very seriously, and I appreciate it.